Alright, what's up guys? Started a video and then realized I couldn't flip the camera around. That's pretty dope. Whatever. So, got the Civic here. We're working on it in Dad's garage. I moved out of my mom's house, so figured I'd throw that in there. I mean, the only person this is honestly going to is you, Enrique, so that's what's up. But, yeah, dude, so we're alright. I mean, it ran okay. It wasn't bad. It would boost probably like 4 pounds. That was like full throttle though, even at like higher RPMs. So it was kind of sad to see. Really kind of sucked dick. So we had to go back through, change a couple things. The guy told us at UPP that little nipple right there coming off the turbo. I just put that there, and I'll get a better light on it. Hold on for you, bro. There we go. Yeah. So that little nipple down there, I actually shaved out part of the fan. You can kind of see it there. Oh shit. So it comes right up here and goes to my little T-piece of my boost gauge. It goes right back inside of there for you. And so now we have the boost gauge, everything, not boost gauge, sorry, boost controller and wastegate here. All of that should be wired correctly now. The guy at UPP told me it like wasn't at first, so had to go back and do that. Obviously still our little nigger rig, fucking air intake, whatever. Fuck that shit. He told me I also had to bring this back a little bit. So these two bolts right here, right here, these are parts to AC right there. And so what they were doing was it was rubbing up against my dump tube here and causing some problems. And the guy said I'm lucky that I didn't. I could have caught the car on fire. So he said to just obviously unbolt those and take this. And I did it before, and we'll just take some zip ties. You can kind of see them there where they were before, and just to where it's not touching that. It's touching down here, but this is only an AC fan, so he said it should be okay to be touching that. I told him I wanted to keep the AC, so that's good. Had to rewire the blow-off valve as well, to rewire the vacuum line, I guess, for the blow-off valve. I don't know if we call it rewiring, retubing, I guess, but yeah, so it goes back into here now, to this T-piece. So everything used to run off this little guy right there, that little screw, and that's where I had everything coming off of first. But that guy told me that you couldn't do your the little nipple thing that we did. He said we couldn't do it up there, so what we had to do was plug that hole basically, which I took some of the tubing off of the wastegate and everything here, and just kind of shoved it in there, and then found this screw and just screwed it in. And I mean, I'll show you here. It's not, I mean, I'm putting as much of it as I can into it, and it's not coming out of there. So hopefully that should be good there. And then obviously it goes back in, and I still have my boost gauge there, and it's going into the back of that. It tees into the back of the intake manifold down in there, and then it also goes up to the fuel pressure regulator, the vacuum line that comes off of there. Got a new oil feed line in here. So this one has a high flow filter. So a little bit better than the last one that we had, which is really, really good. So basically where we're at now is we went down to get the nipple and everything for the wastegate and everything today. We went down to UPP as well, and my dad talked to some of those guys down there. And he said, obviously that's our oil pan. So oil pan's not on the car, and neither is the downpipe. It's right there. So we have to take that off to get to the oil pan. And that's the oil return line right there for the turbo itself. And I don't know if we need to get a new one of these or not. It's kind of fucked up, but I think it'll be okay. I don't really know. It's really just getting screwed on there, and it's held pretty tight, but I really don't want to risk it, so I don't know. I'm going to kind of ask him tomorrow whenever I take this down there. So what's going on is basically what we did is, obviously, as you can tell, we didn't actually weld this to the piece here like we're supposed to, because this oil pan is steel and all the rest of this shit is aluminum, and aluminum and steel obviously can't be welded together. So we kind of had a problem with that, so we kind of did a little DIY, do-it-yourself kind of thing. Problem is though, it's not staying 100% sealed, so I was leaking, I'd say from here itself I was leaking probably a quart every, I mean, I drove it for about a week or so, maybe a little bit more than a week, and even in that time, I had gone through about 1.5 quarts to 2 quarts of oil. And that oil return line up there at the top where the turbo is, it was leaking from there too. So when we went back through and did all this, Obviously, something didn't get tightened down, and it really made me mad. So, other than that, though, we're pretty close. So, sweet.